Thanks, Brian. Gator men's basketball fell to rival Georgia last night.
WUFT sports anchor Nicolette Jennings has more on Florida's loss and other SEC matchups.
Well, the Gators couldn't overcome Georgia's defense, but other ranked SEC teams were more successful on the court. Stay right here for more sports after the break. Welcome back to sports. I'm Nicolette Jennings. The 23rd ranked Florida men's basketball team suffered their second straight SEC loss against Georgia last night, 72-60. The Gators started both halves strong, but could not keep that intensity to the end of the game. Chris Chioza had 15 points and 6 assists, Igor Kulichov had 13 points and 7 rebounds, and Kayvon Allen scored 9 points. But Florida missed 15 straight shots in the second half, allowing Georgia to steal the win. Georgia's Yontae Matten and William Jackson II led the Bulldogs all night. Matten scored 20 points and had 7 rebounds, while Jackson had 16 points and 3 rebounds. Up next for the Gators, they take on Alabama at home on Saturday. It was a good night for other SEC-ranked teams. Number 11 Auburn and number 21 Kentucky both pulled off SEC wins last night. Number 11 Auburn, who now has a 2-game lead in the SEC, beat Ole Miss 79-70. Tiger guard Bryce Brown scored 23 points and had a big-time 3 that started a 13-2 run for Auburn. Meanwhile, number 21 Kentucky barely beat unranked Vanderbilt 83-81 in overtime. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored a career-high 30 points for the Cats. The game was close until the end when Gilgeous-Alexander hit 2 foul shots at the end of regulation, sending the game into overtime. Then in the extra session, Quade Green scored a last-second layup to give the Cats the win. In the SEC tonight, number 18 Tennessee hosts LSU. Tennessee guard Lamonte Turner scored 20 points in his last game to lead the Vols. Mississippi State at South Carolina and Missouri at Alabama are also in action. High school boys and girls hit the hardwood last night. Some of the boys' games included Buchholz losing to Creekside 61-49, while Gainesville beat Columbia 59-34. PK Young won a tough game against St. Francis 55-51, and Oak Hall crushed Osceola Christian 62-39. Meanwhile, Williston traveled to Eastside and ended the game with only 13 points. Eastside defense dominated the entire game, and its offense scored 55 points. At halftime, the Red Devils only had 2 points. Eastside head coach Herman Williams was happy with the win, but says his team still needs to improve on rebounding.
You know, rebounding, we didn't do a great job of rebounding, and that's one area that we got to work on, and we didn't do that well from the free throw line. So those areas tomorrow that we're going to work on, extra time.
Meanwhile, high school girls basketball was also in action. Oak Hall beat Osceola Christian 45-39. Hawthorne won big against Bronson 60-42. Chiefland and Fort White also went head-to-head. Fort White won a close one 43-40. And PK Young faced off against Gainesville for an exciting game. Gainesville celebrated its seniors before the tip. Those seniors helped pull off a win in overtime against the Blue Wave. The final score, 75-69. In the NBA, the Orlando Magic traveled to Texas last night to play the Houston Rockets. The Magic lost 114-107, but James Harden's performance was what everyone was talking about after the game. Harden scored a 60-point triple-double against the Magic on his home court. He broke the Rockets' previous scoring record of 57 points and his own personal record, which was 56 points. Harden was the first in the NBA history to have a 60-point triple-double. He also had 10 rebounds and 11 assists. Gator softball is starting up for the 2018 season. Both the players and coaches are excited to get back out on the field. Head coach Tim Walton says he's excited for this season because of the large amount of returning players.
Definitely excited about what the progression has been like for our young people, being able to get better and continue to get better, but the leadership in front of them is just really setting a really strong foundation both on and off the field.